Hello everyone, my name is Jenny and I grew up in Palampon Leyte and had my nursing degree in Cebu City. I'm currently working as a registered nurse here in Canada for 3 years. I live in a beautiful Vancouver Island in the province of BC. I came to Canada April of 2016 and I am a former enhanced visa client. So shout out the eye to all the staff, especially to Mom Eileen, Mom Evelyn, and Mom Michelle for helping a lot of people reach their dreams, and especially one of my dreams too, right? So for my experience in the Philippines, I worked for a total of 5 years in two tertiary hospitals, which is like Cebudoc and UC Med. So I flew alone and landed in Richmond, BC. When I came here, I was 4 months pregnant and I knew that before arriving here. So some of you may ask if that's even possible to be pregnant as a student, and my answer is yes. I got pregnant after my medicals actually. So, during the whole waiting time period for visa approval, I did like a lot of research and was really determined to pursue my student visa despite being pregnant. And my main reason was, if I give birth here in Canada, my baby will instantly be Canadian, which actually happened. And I do not have any relatives here. And I was just so blessed to be surrounded by the right people at the same time. And most of my classmates also were Pinoys, but we had like other nationalities. So what was really impressive was, despite of my student visa status, I never felt any sort of discrimination as to getting the help that I needed when it comes to my health needs. So I delivered my baby in one of the biggest hospitals in Vancouver, BC, which is BC Women's Hospital. And I was amazed as to how different their healthcare practices and the healthcare advancement. So what was more amazing was I had a C-section, I had laughing gas, I had an epidural done, and walked out in the hospital with no bill. So, for parents like me, this is a big deal because if I were to translate all the care that they have provided, this could have cost me roughly like 200K or more in pesos. And, giving birth here is different in a way because they allow husbands or any support person with you. But since I came alone and I had no support, they gave me a doula or a birth coach to be with me with the whole process. So she was with me for more than 24 hours. And again, I did not pay like even a single fee for this one, as my clinic actually arranged this for me. And Mom Michelle and Mom Eileen actually was able to visit me after I gave birth in Canada, and my baby was like 1 or 2 months back then. Also, I received the Canada Child Benefit even though my status was a student. As long as you stayed here for 18 months in the province, then you can actually benefit on that. For nursing registration here, it's a bit long, but just to cut the story short, I started working as a caregiver and then had my registration for licensed practical nurse or LPN until I got my registration as a registered nurse or the RN. Living in Canada can be costly. The quality of life here is really good, especially for families who are wanting to have like a brighter future for their kids and loved ones. Job-wise, I never had difficulty securing a job. The good thing here is they have a minimum wage, so you are paid well. And if your education is more advanced, like nurses, then you are paid more. My hourly rate here is $39 per hour, and that increases every year too. And that's not including all of the incentives that you get and the benefits, like I get free medical for my family, and like I get massages, I get dental checkups every year for free, working full-time. Transportation-wise, buses are all accessible and with schedules, so you can plan your day ahead of time. Coming from a third world country, you will really appreciate the transit system here as to how it's all laid out. So for those of you who are curious if you can take your husband or partners with you on a student visa, the answer is yes. And again, please ask your consultant what works best for your situation. I was able to take my husband here as my dependent after 2 years of being a student. So I had a total of 3 visa extensions, 1 working visa. Until last October 2020, I received the permanent residency for me and my husband. Another question with Mom Michelle was, how are you doing right now? I would say I am doing pretty well. I am working full-time as an RN in the hospital here in Vancouver Island. I now have 2 kids, both boys, both Canadian, and both with the initials of BC as their name. My husband is a stay-at-home dad and looks after the kids. I'm also working on my online business on my days off. And, I used to chase buses and I no longer chase buses as I used to be, and I am now driving here. Another question was, have you received any support from the government during the pandemic? If yes, what type of support? So I believe the government had an emergency funding for those who lost their job. For me, I had a temporary rental subsidy that was paid for 5 months, and they gave me $500 every month, even though I was working, but I met the criteria. They also gave subsidy to international students here. In retrospect, do you still think that moving to Canada was still the best decision you made? Yes, definitely. There's no place like home, but Canada has been my second home. It has opened like a lot of opportunities for me. And during the pandemic, you can really see how solid the government dealt with the crisis. Another question was, what do you have to say to aspiring Filipino immigrants who feel uncertain to pursue their dreams amidst what is going on? So you know what? I would say number 1 is define your why, your reason why you're dreaming big, whether for yourself or for your family and for the future of your kids. Just like in life, we get distracted with a lot of things. But if you want this dream, stay focused and align yourself with your vision and start envisioning that dream coming true and how that would feel. It will be scary, unpredictable, a roller coaster ride of emotion. But once you reach every milestone, you constantly look back and say to yourself that you did it, that you are strong. The success is so sweet because you worked hard for it, for your dream, and you treasure the good and bad memories that has honed you. And maybe second would be to never give up. If it's for you, God will find a way for you, but you have to work on it too. God wants us to have a good life, and we deserve all the blessings. And number 3 is to surround yourself with the right people who will make your dreams come true. The right company like Enhanced Visa, and even friends here when you arrive in Canada. And always have faith with the process. You'll reach to a point wherein you will battle constant homesickness, doubts, and frustrations, but always divert to positive things and look back as to why you started this. And I think that's it. That's all I can say. So thank you, Mom Michelle, for allowing me to share my story and allowing me to inspire everyone. And thank you to Enhanced Visa, especially to Mom Evelyn, Mom Eileen, and Mom Michelle. You guys are the best and continue helping people reach their dreams. God bless.